Okay, so today we're going to cover a topic that may allow you, if you're out in the woods on the trail on an ATV or especially a snowmobile in this case, to get you back to your destination, back to your origin, back on the trailer. If you have a fuel delivery problem, kind of a stopgap measure to get back so you can get the problem figured out and fixed back in the comfort of your own shop. So I have a 95 Arctic Cat 550 Cougar. Doesn't really matter. It's got a mechanical fuel pump like anything else out there. So I was out on the lake and cruising along. My snowmobile came to a stop and I thought, I wonder what's going on. So after further inspection, I looked at the clear fuel lines here, and there was not a bit of fuel in them. When I was cranking on the pull starter, I could not see any fuel going through there. So I figured it was either the fuel pump, which is down here, doesn't really matter. Fuel pump model doesn't matter. What mattered is there was no fuel getting to my carburetors. So I also have a fuel filter here. It's coming in from the fuel tank, and maybe the fuel filter's clogged. Doesn't look like it's clogged. Regardless, there's no fuel anywhere in any of the lines. That's a problem. So I was able to get this is a fuel line from an outboard motor. So I took this off an outboard motor that I had, and I was able to jury rig, so you can see the fuel line comes in here. There's a little little shut-off valve with a barb. I pulled this barb off, and I first hooked it up to the fuel filter and didn't work for whatever reason. So then what I did was I connected so you got to take the end with the arrow pointed. This is the important part, the fuel bulb. This is what's going to be like our fuel pump temporarily. So you can see there's a directional arrow. So this end goes to your fuel delivery. So this line goes down into the fuel pump. This is the end that matters. This end doesn't matter anymore. So we're going to bypass it. So I took a clamp just to keep myself. This is like a 3/8 or 5/16 inch line. I think either one would work. And I now have gas going from the fuel tank. I'll show that in a second. Down through being delivered through the fuel pump. So it's bypassing the fuel pump. Basically, the fuel pump does not appear to be working, and that's okay. So then I pumped on it, and I saw that gas is now coming through these lines, getting to the carburetors. So the other end, this is the suction end of the pump, of the tube. So I just took the tube and stuck it down in my gas tank, put the cap on over so I at least limited the amount of gas that was splashing up. Put it way down in here, squeeze the bulb till I feel gas coming through, goes through these lines, down through the fuel pump, and then I could see gas coming out of these clear fuel lines here. So then I was able to get the snowmobile started and back on the trailer. All the while I was pumping this bulb because this bulb's acting like my fuel pump. So I don't know what the problem is. It could be that I have some kink in the line or I have a bad fuel pump. I'm not sure yet. Doesn't matter. I now have it on my trailer and I'm able to get in the garage and work on it. So while I was driving, once again I had this fuel. It wasn't perfect. I wouldn't go fast on a trail, but I was at least able to get it on the trailer. So hopefully that helps you get your sled or ATV back to where you need to. So it might be a good idea to carry one of these in your emergency bag if you're out on the trail from a long distance and you have a fuel delivery problem. You're basically able to bypass everything. As long as you have gas, this should work, and the rest of your stuff works on your sled.